Okay, guys, so I just wanted to spend a couple of minutes looking at clients and the two different and contrasting clients that you've got to create to do your assessment on, your treatment plan on, and ultimately treat with massage sessions. So you've actually got quite a bit of freedom, and I just wanted to recap the overview of how these two assignments kind of blend in with each other. So first up, you've got to create documents that you can use in your consultation process, and that is so that you can gather subjective and objective information from your client. So you'll have a consultation with client one, you'll ask lots of questions, you'll do some testing on them, and there you'll also have to do a justification of the process and the method you used within that consultation. You need to produce, based on the information you gathered from them and what you think might be the trouble or their trouble, you need to produce a treatment plan for client one. So this is basically in a specific thought-through order what techniques you will do when you treat this client. So this is the plan. It's a bit like a coaching session plan. If you're going to run a session, you do a plan. This is the equivalent for your massage treatment session. And of course, you've got to justify why you included what you did in that session. Then you jump to assignment 3, and you're going to do some learning sessions with an experienced massage therapist before doing the actual treatment that you've planned back, back here, on client 1. Then you do a generalized video to explain what are the responses of massage, what are the benefits, what do we hope to achieve in terms of physical, mechanical, and psychological responses. Then client 1 is finished off by having done your treatment, having planned what you did, and maybe modified it during your actual session. You're going to evaluate the effectiveness of the treatment and the planning, plus any adaptations you did within that. So all of those bits of this process are for only client 1, and you can see that it sort of goes into assignment 2 and assignment 3. Then what you've got to do is pretty much repeat most of it again for client 2. So on a contrasting type of client, you're going to do a consultation. You'll justify any differences that you did. You know, you don't have to repeat everything, but if there was anything different you did in that consultation, so justify why. Write and produce the treatment plan for client 2 based on the information you gathered, the subjective and objective information, and justify why you included what you did, why you chose those techniques in the order you did. And then again, we jump to assignment 3. We're going to learn, because these two clients are going to be on different body areas, so they will be distinctly different in terms of the body area you're treating, but there might be different reasons or issues that they're presenting with. So you're going to learn about this second body area in 2 learning sessions, and then you're going to have your assessment session where you're going to treat client 2 based on the treatment plan you produced. And then the final bit of this whole sort of assignment, this whole process for these 2 assignments is to evaluate how effective that client 2 treatment was. So I just, again, wanted to show you in advance some of the case studies so that you can be thinking while you're doing your learning, while you're doing all your theory sessions, while you're doing your practical technique learning sessions, what am I going to create around these 2 clients? So have these questions in mind as a starting point. What context are they? Are they a highly elite competitive performer? Are they a recreational player? Are they a gym goer? What sort of sport is it? What is the context for this? Are they mid-training season? Are they in the competitive season? Are they going to be in a tournament? There could be all sorts of context and scenarios you can create, so you can create what you want. What type of treatment is it going to be? Is it pre-event, post-event? Is it for injury? Is it a maintenance massage session, i.e. basically something that happens monthly maybe to try and prevent problems? What type of treatment is it? And those, I guess, 1 and 2 link together quite naturally. What are the aims of your treatment. So based on what the context is and what type of treatment it is, you're trying to achieve something for your client. What is it? What muscle groups will you be prioritizing in your treatment? You might if it's upper body, you might cover much of the upper body but focus on some specific muscle groups. What techniques do you think might be most effective to achieve the aims of your treatment? And what we want to do is balance showing a range of techniques to show off you know them and you can do them, but also do ones which are most appropriate for whatever you're trying to achieve. Roughly think about how long the treatment will be and when it's scheduled in. Is it, again, a weekly session? Is it twice a week? Is it once a month? If it's a pre-event, it might only be 15 minutes. So these things, again, you'll learn about as we go through the content. You've got to be mindful with your clients, any health and safety or legal factors, especially if they are under 18 and they may need a chaperone, or of course if it's a male-female interaction, lots of legalities in terms of professionalism that need to be considered, safeguarding, and obviously not doing any harm. So being mindful of contraindications and reasons why you shouldn't treat them or should avoid certain kind of treatment areas. Think more broadly as well, what's their lifestyle like? We unfortunately all have varying degrees of healthy lifestyles. We may sit a lot, we may drive a lot, we may be at desks staring at screens a lot, or at our phone a lot, studying. All of these factors, if they're quite sedentary, that can affect their posture, where the pains might be coming, and or walk the dog, always hold the dog in the left arm, left hand, which might then create ongoing issues with muscle, again, biomechanics. Think about employment. That will again link to, is there lifting and carrying? Are they sat at a desk for the whole of the day, and what impact that might have? So if they're a parent, they might be carrying young children on one side of the body, which might bring aches and pains. So think more broadly, be really creative with this person that you are manifesting to suit what you want them to be like. So I'm going to show you about 10 versions. Basically I've put a few things together. They are not complete. They are not intended to be complete and say exactly what, everything you need. They are a starting point for you. So it could be a tennis player, Zach. I'm not going to read everything, by the way. I'm just going to go through the screens. You have a look at them. So we've got an elite performer who has become a coach, obviously performs a lot, plays a lot, trains a lot, has started to feel some discomfort, and they seek a massage. They were hoping to have regular massage fortnightly. So that's the context. That might give information about the type of massage Zach would require. Ella's a football player. She's 15, so that has legal implications in terms of somebody treating her and who is there with her, and consent. Fiona is a rower, trains on the ergs, the rowing machines, and a lot on the water for Shoreham. She prefers sculling, which has 2 blades, so it's a very even action on using both arms at the same time, but has been working on sweeping, which is where you just have 1 blade, and it tends to be, obviously, it's one-sided. She's been training and competing hard, really pushing herself, but is beginning to feel tension in her lower back and her shoulder blades up towards her neck. Josh, swimmer, swims a lot, mornings and evenings, mainly front crawl. He breathes on one side. Obviously, there's some suggestions as to what might be going on there. Rachel, body pump instructor, so it's her profession. She obviously leads classes. She's there to demonstrate and model. She's trying to work a lot of extra hours to get a mortgage. She needs to make sure she doesn't get injured because it's her income. Jim, this is actually probably quite a common kind of situation for a physiotherapist, massage therapist, working with people who do the charity event, who may not have done lots of activity before, have decided they're going to do things like running, which actually is pretty stressful on your body. He's building up pace and distance, and I haven't even said, is there any issue with him? Is it preparatory? You can create those details. Sarah, basketball player, National League basketball player, working on defense, so arms up quite a lot, lots of sideways movements, thighs become sore. You're in this sort of squat position a lot, which obviously is very stressful on your quads. She's obviously uber keen to train hard, play hard to keep her position. So she, this is important for her to have that resolved. Jonah, elite squash player, actually was a student at college. You can see a lot of mobility is required in squash, a lot of explosive movements. He trains a lot, he plays a lot, his legs are suffering. And again, he's got a highly competitive schedule, so he needs to have recovery massages between performances and between training. Sean, javelin thrower at club and county level. He's beginning to get soreness and discomfort, so it's probably, I haven't said it's upper body, it could be lower body, but it kind of lends itself to being upper body there. Chantal, netballer, she hadn't played for a long time since she left school, is returning to sport, really loving it, but she's finding some soreness. She obviously hasn't worked her body in this particular way, so she's looking to have resolution and feel better. So all sorts of different possibilities. Again, you can chop and change these as much as you like and add as much as you like and create as much as you like. And of course, if you want to, you can create your own client from nothing. So you design somebody or both your clients if you wish.